up Spuddy and Wild, who are part of the Minemore team. We're going to chat with them a little bit, and then Brian is actually going to get walked through on a demo of their product, so that way we can learn a little bit more about their auto miner, how it works, and what features it has. So I do believe I've invited both of them onto the stage. I see Spuddy is here. Spuddy, can you hear me? Can we hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Am I coming through okay?
I can hear you.
I can hear you just fine. What about you, Wild?
Fantastic.
Hey guys, hey. Good to be on.
Hey, we
Awesome.
hear you loud and clear. Super nice. All right, so for screen space, let me arrange some stuff here. We're gonna put Spuddy Wild on the right, Spuddy on the left. Okay, so guys, we are happy to have you guys on. We're gonna spotlight your community developed product here, which is Minemore. Now, I have not used it, so what we're going to do today is you're going to tell us about your product. Let me pull it up on screen, and then we're going to do a little walkthrough of Minemore. First off, if you have never heard of it, it is an auto miner amongst many auto miners that have come out for Ore that can do custom strategies. So that's Minemore, and you can follow them at Minemore app on Twitter, and then the website is minemore.app. So minemore.app. So guys, go ahead and just give us a rundown of the high-level details of Minemore. How did y'all guys decide to, or why did y'all guys decide to build this? What does it do, and how does it enhance the Ore ecosystem?
Firstly, I just want to say thank you very much for having me on, and Will. Both of us were so super excited to be here. It's a fantastic opportunity for us to talk about our product and just get to talk to everyone in general. You know, we love the community. Everything that everyone's doing here is fantastic. So, Minemore, we are building an efficient auto miner. So this was originally built before Hard Hat Chad added the auto reload feature.
Okay.
So we had implemented that, you know, an automatic claim sol, reuse it, recycle it, so you could continue automatically for as long as possible, as well as...
It was in the second week, right? Second week or first week? When was it?
Yeah, first week. That was one of the
First
main
week,
goals
days,
to get
yeah.
the product out of the door. Was for it to be a reliable 24/7 auto miner. We were the first ones to actually have it run on a server as well, so you offload your mining reliability. You don't need to keep any tabs open, any programs open, anything like that as well. So you could set and forget. We've got a few powerful
I just
modes.
wanted to add for kind of like just to paint the picture a bit more. I think back then there were a lot of Chrome plugins. So people would like use a Chrome plugin to mine, then they leave their laptop on all day, so that it would auto-claim and it would do whatever strategy they were doing. But obviously it meant that, you know, if they're out and about, they don't know what's going on. So the UX wasn't very good. And this is why Spuddy decided to put it on a server. He was the first to integrate with Privy, so that people didn't have to worry about, exposing their own private wallet onto the server. So a lot of that was for convenience and for UX. Which really helped in the beginning, didn't it, Spuddy?
It very much did, yeah. We not only did we open it up to Privy so everyone gets a simple one-click sign-up option. You can sign up with, you know, a Phantom wallet, a Jupiter wallet, or an email, such as the same that Hard Hat Chat has recently added to the official Ore protocol. So
Very nice.
you obviously get generated a wallet. I can see you've already funded it.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yes.
Did you
Just
find
for
that
speed.
experience okay? Was
Oh
that...
yeah, it was very easy. It popped up another window telling me it's creating a smart wallet basically, and I followed the prompts and got through no problem. And then of course it told me I had 0 Ore balance, so it generated me the address and I sent it 1 Ore from my Exodus wallet. Overall that was very simple. It looks like a smart wallet system.
Thank you. So there's been a lot of work building, UI and UX. So since Will has come on, he joined me maybe a couple of days afterwards. I put the product out, and Will saw that there was potential. There was definitely potential. If you go back through my first posts on X, I'll be honest, I had a terrible user experience with it. It was really clunky, really blocky, and Will came on and offered his genuine experience in building user interfaces and user experience, user endpoints for things like these.
Yeah, very clean, very simple setup too. It looks all in one, and I understand that you can. I understand you can put this on your desktop as an install, because I had a pop up here that prompted me to do so, if I recall, which I have done. I haven't used it yet, so we're going to use the browser version today and kind of explore it with me.
Okay.
Would you lead me through what I do next? Right. So the only thing I've done is deposit the ore, and I want to start auto mining.
So what you want to do is hit Smart Auto Miner.
All right.
Now, that's a fairly clear prompt.
Yeah, it says to do this, so I'm going to create. So yeah, I'm going to call this a primary miner. And
this is so Brian. This is your first sub account. So the way our system works is that this is the first one for you. But if you want to run many different strategies in parallel, you can create another one and do that at the same time.
So we're creating one, but we can make a whole swath of different strategies for different scenarios. And the Motherlode getting too big, or you have one strategy, or one that just constantly mines when the cost basis to mine an ore is cheaper. So you could do multiple, and it'll all run concurrently, you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It certainly will. So you can add all these different features. If you want to say deploy a certain amount when the Motherlode is above 400, let's just theorize that the Motherlode gets above 700 again. You can have a particular setup with some Sol saved on the side just for that, so that if the Motherlode gets above 700, that one will deploy.
I see. So they'll sit idle until the conditions are met.
Correct.
Very nice. So I see that the main menu here, the account, the sub account here, I have a Sol deposit address, random strategy, inactive. Tell me how you would set this up. Now, mind you, I only have one Sol in here, so that's just for demo. But tell me go through this as to how your preferences. How would you set this up?
So we'll get you set up with our flagship product, the Smart Deploy system. So go ahead and hit Edit Settings for me, please.
Yes, sir. All right.
So under Mining Strategy, you change the drop down to Smart Deploy.
Perfect. Smart Deploy. I'll read this description in case people can't see it. Compares mining break-even price versus market price. Only deploys when mining is cheaper than buying ore. Uses rolling average over configurable time frame. Skips rounds when buying is more cost-effective. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, so if you're happy with that, we can continue. So what we do is we look at the production cost. That is the fees applied to mining, so the 10% loser fee that the buyback wallet takes off the top, as well as the 1% admin fee that goes towards, Ore protocol development.
Mm-hmm.
Those two combined make up about 10.6% collectively. We take the total amount of Sol deployed for that round. We calculate the 10.6% of that, which gives us our production cost. As long as the value of ore is greater than the production cost, it is considered profitable to mine. Now, during the start of Minemore, we had a few technical difficulties. No project ever gets off the ground without a few technical difficulties. I'm sure Hard Hat Chad will explain that as well. So we opted for a slightly different strategy. Instead of trying to optimize every round perfectly every time, we went for the averaging time frame system. So instead of looking at each round individually, we collect. So in your example there, you've got averaging time frame 10 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
We collect the previous 10 rounds, average across them, and then if the market price is greater than the previous 10 rounds historically, you'd mine.
I see.
You've also got a minimum EV filter. So that EV filter is the percentage that the market price has to be above the production cost.
Okay.
And your
More
max Sol
granular.
per round and your max tiles per round.
I see.
Those are, we have the breakdown underneath, deploying X amount of Sol.
I see.
Over 25 tiles, it breaks you down per tile as well. There are
Yeah, so
Motherlode filters and the Motherlode Hunter, which allow us to skip rounds if they're outside of your desired Motherlode values. If you don't want to deploy to any rounds that are less than 100 Motherlode, that's fine. You can skip those. If you believe that when the Motherlode is too high and it gets too competitive, you can also skip those. So you can have a middle ground where you're happy, say between 100 and 200. If you only want to play rounds that are between 100 and 200 or in the Motherlode, that's fine. You apply a Motherlode filter there.
I see.
Motherlode Hunter, that bypasses the EV filter entirely. So once you set it and deem that the Motherlode is high enough, you will continually deploy until you either run out of soul or hit the Motherlode.
I see that. I myself typically run on I look for cheaper to mine myself, but those look very. Obviously we had some people throw down pretty hard on the last 777 Motherlode, so I'm sure you had some of your users using the Motherlode Hunter functionality. Can you tell how many people were doing that on the last big Motherlode?
It's not publicly available, but I can see that. Yeah,
Awesome.
on the server, on the back end, I can see how many people were using it.
And were you happy with how many people were using it?
Very. It was a very well
Nice.
utilized product.
Nice.
We can go over a little bit later some of our analytics pages, and we can show you the power of some of the data that we've collected, and the
Excellent.
power of the Minemore community working together to build profitable strategies.
Oh, right, perfect.
I just wanted to add very quickly to this strategy. So, a smart deployer does mention EV, but unlike some of the other auto miners, we're not trying to optimize for the best EV per tile or per 5 tiles. We're purely looking at it from a high level for the whole round. We're saying, is it worth it to play this round or not? And if it isn't, the algo will skip. And the reason we want people to skip is because we want people to last longer in the mines, so that their soul. So you've got one soul, you would probably last quite a long time if you adjust your settings right. But we believe that the longer that they are mining for, the more they can ride out the fluctuations in production cost, but also in market volatility. But also they also learn a lot more about the game mechanics, because people that just come here and blow their money very quick, they don't really learn and they don't understand what it's all about. So that's kind of the mindset we try to educate our miners when they come to us for help.
Absolutely. We've seen people in the chat get a little confused sometimes about how this works, and occasionally they'll blow an entire soul on one round and they feel burnt. You feel a little butthurt when that happens. You don't want that to happen. So, we have education, we have all our community trying to educate people as to how it works whenever somebody pops in with questions, but sometimes you got to ask the question before you leap in. So having tools to help you walk through things are very essential. So
where would you like to go next?
Should I save and close this? Would this be deploying with these settings? I mean, I'm more of a max 0.001. That's what I typically mine with, but and that'll last a little longer for me. But is this good here? I can save and close.
Yeah, you can save and close.
All right, perfect.
So what happened when you created a sub account is that you actually created a new on-chain program account with our smart contract. So your soul is currently sat in your Privy wallet. Please go in and hit transfer soul for me.
Very good.
So that will migrate soul from your Privy wallet. We leave a little bit of change in your Privy wallet so you can make other transactions, withdrawing, claiming, and
so
such.
Max is safe.
Max is safe.
All right, transfer that.
And this sub account is, and you can check it on SoulScan if you wish to do so. But this sub account is owned completely by your Privy wallet, so it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere else. It is. It's entirely owned by that main account that you own.
That's very cool. I had a quick question about the sub accounts, if you don't mind me interrupting. So if I take my Privy account, let's say I export the keys, and I wanted to put it into Phantom, or just put it somewhere where I feel, hey, I have a little bit more custodial control over that wallet. Does it take all of the sub accounts with it, or do I have to export them one by one?
Good
So
question.
because they're on-chain program accounts, they can't actually be exported. They
Okay.
will move along with your Privy wallet, but when
Got,
you export your Privy wallet to Phantom, they are still accessible underneath.
okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I was always curious how the sub account thing worked because it sounds super cool to be able to work within one wallet for all these different strategies. So, just having that clarification, I think is great.
Will, I'm going to
Anyway,
hand over to you for a minute. I've got to be right back for a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, you're doing really great, Brian. It's been amazing. Maybe let's press start. Let's go and see what happens.
All right, so this is the last step here. Once we created this, we transfer a soul, ready to start auto mining. All right.
Good work. Okay, there you go. So at the bottom, you
So
can
hard. No, I'm
see
joking.
your balances. On the
Okay.
right-hand side, you can see the session has started, but that's not going to show anything until it plays for a bit. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the activity log shows that it started. So within a minute, or I can't see because I'm on my phone, but however many slots pass by, you'll see in the activity log what's happened. So you'll see your strategy play out minute by minute. And then the strategy analysis table, you can see what the algo is thinking. So it's got that green, yeah, exactly. So it shows you how many rounds you got left, yeah, and some high level stats. And then there's the mining versus buying comparison. And right now it says buy. So you're likely, based on your configurations, to play this round. And we'll see in a second in the activity log whether that happens. Now, Hard Hat kind of mentioned earlier how there's probably different front ends to present the game. It doesn't have to be a 5x5 grid, right? It could be
Yes.
like Zara stepping on tiles. It could be very simple. It could be very complicated. You can see in our front end, we have consciously decided to remove the 5x5 grid. It was a very conscious decision. And why is that? Because at least from the way we see it, we always want miners to mine for a long time. We want them to last a long time, to ride out all of the fluctuations. And so when we felt in the beginning, when we did have a grid, it was a bit distracting for the users because they almost wanted to play it because of the grid. And that's okay. The official site lets them do that.
True.
But
You put in your
when they
lucky
on
number,
our
your lucky shape on the grid, and hope for the
yeah,
best.
well, yeah, exactly. Your hot tiles, your cold tiles, that sort of stuff. That's all really fun. But on our platform, we're trying to train them to have a longer term mentality. So look at what the algo is doing. Okay, you can see it's probably deployed. I think you have an activity at the bottom. You can see what's happened, right? There's a session analysis on the right. So over a long period of time, that will gather data. It can tell you your luck, and tell you some statistics, but we don't show you the tile so that you're not really stuck here looking at it. You kind of should be like setting it and then forgetting it, and then come back later after a couple of hundred rounds to look at the session analysis. Right now, because the numbers are low, there's not much to look at. But
Yeah. Come
a lot
back
of our community,
a day later. This will be full of juicy statistics.
yes, exactly. So this is the kind of time frame, the kind of mindset our miners typically have. They want to play 500 rounds, 1,000 rounds minimum, just to see whether their strategy is working, and then they might change strategy or they might tweak some things. And this is how the UI is designed. So you can see what the algo is doing. You can see the round by round events, and then you've got an overall session analysis for every time you change strategy or you change parameters.
Wow, this is actually I like your thesis. I like the idea that the grid is gone simply because you want to let the system run with the strategy and not to be distracted. Because then somebody might want to change the strategy. They might see the random elements on a grid, jump from these different tiles, and maybe they lose a few and they lose their nerve, like this isn't working, and then they change their strategy completely. But over time the strategy will play out because it's all statistics. It's all, in the long run, you're going to come down to the percentage of break even that you're going to get with the current mining conditions if you're in the mines long enough. So I like the
Exactly.
thesis.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
That's
I
exactly
agree.
it.
Like I definitely, that's why I do 0.001, right? It's over time. And mind you, this is my my ex Twitter streaming account. So this is my sub account where I mine with my PFP of Brian. So you'll see me. It doesn't have a lot of ore in it, but my main account, where I do heavier mining, this is very exciting to me. I think this thesis is very smart, and I'm very excited to try this on my other wallet for sure, with a little bit more soul. Very nice, guys. So tell me on the, those are some good features. I like the strategy. I see I can add another sub account here, so that's cool. I'm not going to do that just because I don't want to make things too complicated for everybody watching.
No,
But
do it, Brian.
do
Add
it.
100
Oh
sub
my God.
accounts.
Okay, hold on.
Break the system.
Made me. Starship
I'll
made
just
me.
quickly-
Right. So
it did work. Okay, I was just going to say that creating a sub account does cost a little bit of soul from your
but I
Privy
used
wallet
most
because
of it
you
for
are
max.
creating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We want to
Yeah.
make sure that you don't
So
don't
You
zero
owe me
yourself
money,
out.
Starship. You owe me money. You
I'll
owe me
get
some
you
soul.
afterwards.
Yeah. But yeah, that was easy. I mean, I had a little bit of soul in there, just enough. I can't fund this Starship made me sub account. But I mean, it makes sense. This would be if I'm doing a smart deploy round sniper. I mean, you have a lot of settings in here, so that should be good to go. Can you run me through the different
Brian,
deployments?
when you open the drop down, people cannot see it on the stream, so go through them one by one.
No, okay. So let me see. We have random, lotto mining, smart deploy strategy, the round sniper. I love snipers. Cheap tile hunter. Can you briefly tell me a little bit about some of those strategies?
So we'll touch on random quickly. That is effectively identical to the auto miner on Ore.supply. It just deploys. There's no EV behind it. It just does what it says on the tin.
Perfect.
So Lotto miner is again effectively the same. It's locked to 25 tiles and gives you a preset of a very low amount of soul per round. A lot of our users have found that using a Lotto account is not only fun, but it's actually quite profitable, because when you hit a top miner, when you get the solo ore, when you're deploying so cheap, the yield on it is huge.
Absolutely. That's very smart. I did not think of this strategy at all, but you're right. 25 tiles, a tiny bit of soul. You still have a chance to get one ore every 50% of the time. That's pretty amazing. That's a good idea. I feel stupid for not thinking of this. On the on the actual Ore.supply website, I could have done something really, really small, but this is here. This is here on Minemore, so it's easy. Lotto mining. Then smart deploy is what we did. Smart deploy is the customizable strategy. Looks like that's what we deployed.
Yes, that's our flagship strategy that most people use and most people have great success with. So let's quickly touch on round sniper and cheap tile hunter. Round sniper looks at tiles individually and buys the cheapest ones, which is, it also includes the ore value.
The least crowded tile.
So the least crowded tile, yes. It tries to maximize your ore output per tile in the most efficient manner. Cheap tile hunter, that doesn't pay attention to the ore value. It doesn't look at ore at all. It doesn't deploy very often because the board is quite often balanced by everyone. It has to see a significant difference between multiple tiles to try and maximize your soul return. So a lot of users also open a cheap tile hunter strategy that deploy very little and slowly pile up more soul over time. That one does take a long time because the game doesn't present the opportunity very often. But when it does, if you've got a sub account with that setup on it, it's in there.
That's cool. I love this. I love the fact that you can change, things that like lotto mining specifically. Something I never thought about. Yes, you could technically do something similar on Ore.supply. Tiny amount, massive amount of tiles. But because you kind of outlined how these function, I could just go here and choose one or tell others about it and tell them, hey, look, if if you don't want to chase the Motherlode, or if you're not interested, or you only want to mine when it's cheaper, just go here, because he's already predefined some of these strategies. I like what I see, and I'm kind of excited to use it now on my own, for sure. This is, wow. I mean, I really like what I see here. Unsaved changes. I'll go back. I'll save and close with the cheap tile hunter. So this is the one that Starship made me do. I'm just going to leave it on the round sniper and save and close, and maybe fund this on my own. Kind of report back to you guys.
Okay.
So
let's just quickly go back to your Starship Made Me account.
okay.
And if you scroll back down to the strategy analysis, there's a different display. It shows you all the tiles as an individual display now, and it shows you the EV and the value behind each tile.
Wow. Interesting. That is so. Yeah,
So it
go
highlights
back to my
the
primary
cheapest tiles at the top
versus the Starship Made Me. I see. So that's what it's going to go for this round, I guess. It's going to strike at the number 23 if I was deployed.
Yes, you don't have any. Obviously, you don't have any soul, but that's what it would have deployed to.
This is very cool. All of these strategies, I'm sure tons of people viewing might see something that appeals to them more so than vanilla mining. But you're still mining. You're still in this. You're still in the product, and you're still pushing ore. So this is great. I really like to see this. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna make this on my primary account for sure. So what other features? What are the features? Like, I saw a lot of menu options at the very beginning there. I think we did a good demo of the basics of mining control. What other things should we touch on while we have you here on the show?
So if you go back to the homepage,
we go over the portfolio. That's very quick, right?
Yeah, we can go over the portfolio.
Yeah.
So this is more for when you. Sorry, Will, you take charge here.
Oh, I particularly like this page because I have so many accounts, and so before we had this page, before we had like the ability to do sub accounts, it was really simple to kind of figure out what's going on. Then we launched sub accounts, and when you had like 10 or 12, or in Spuddy's case, I think he has like 22 sub accounts, it became really difficult to manage what's going on. So yeah, so the portfolio is a very simple concept. It's just an aggregated all-in-one view of everything that's going on across your different accounts. So you can see all your balances together, all your stats together. You got some pie charts to see where your money's at. There's also a bar chart, so you can see which accounts are making money, which accounts are losing money, so you can adjust your strategies based on that. And then at the bottom, there's a all-in-one activity log. So you can see all your accounts firing at once for that one round. If you wanted to track, is it still performing? Has it turned off? So yeah, this is the basic idea behind this little page here.
Man, this is sick. I had stuff I would never even thought of. I thought of existing is right here in front of me. You guys are on top of it. So then you have the leaderboard. Can you mind telling me what this button does? I'm going to click all the buttons, unless somebody stops me.
Click all the buttons.
You give Brian buttons, and he will click them all.
So this is a community leaderboard of Minemore users. You can see their P&L based on how much they've mined and effectively the efficiency that they've mined at. Now, I'm sure you're aware that the market has had a bit of a headache recently.
Migrate.
You can see at the top the ore price has fallen quite severely. It's now at $57. We have to calculate users' total profit and loss based on their production cost, their personal production cost, and what the current market price is. We don't know if they've claimed and sold or done anything else. We don't track any of that. That's for you to deal with. So we have to look at your production cost compared to the current market price.
And so these guys a few weeks ago were much higher P&L.
Yes, we've had users in easily 5 figures when ore was over $200. We did have a screenshot of our leaderboard that's floating around somewhere in our own Discord that we also have. So,
but when price recovers, assuming they held the ore, their leaderboard's gonna look fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, this is sick.
It will
do.
do.
Very nice.
Just a quick one. in the search wallet, please type 48A1, and you'll come up with my wallet.
I
So
have it,
my
sir.
production cost, I've been mining for a very long time. My production cost isn't the best right now. You can open all my sub accounts. If you hit the little drop down button, you can see
Whoa.
the performance of each of my accounts and how much ore they've mined in total. You can see my Lotto miner. It's got quite a good P&L there for such a small account.
That is nice. Well, so that's your is your Lotto miner the very basic strategy, the Lotto strategy that we just went over?
Yes.
It has no other custom settings.
Nope, it has no. I will post a screenshot of
Wow.
the.
So that is
Let me
a legit strategy. Quite a legit strategy. Look at you. Look at your green with the Lotto miner.
So it does perform quite nicely actually, and I'm genuinely very surprised, to be honest, how well it performs. I didn't think that users were going to be hitting top miners as often as they did. We get in our Discord, we have a Discord notification option where every time you hit a top miner, you get a tag in a particular channel, and every time you win part of the Motherlode, you also get a tag, and it shows like Minemore as a total, you know, how many people won, how many sub accounts they're running. So I might show up with 21, which I did the other day actually when I was testing all my sub accounts in parallel. There you go. Craggle Bears posted a screenshot in the comments section now.
Nice.
It breaks down the percent chance of what they compared to the total sol deployed on that one tile and then their deployment. So how much of the tile they owned, that is
Very
their
cool.
chance to have won the top miner award.
That's pretty
So
amazing.
I wanted to ask you, I've been curious. You had a flywheel button, and I wanted to know what the heck that does.
Oh, no,
So
you're interested about
the flywheel is a bit of a sticking point for us at the moment. We're reinvigorating it currently. You
Should
may
I
have
click
seen
it
that
or
in
should I
the
not?
you can click it. It won't do much for you, unfortunately. Right now it won't. So you may have seen that Adrena popped up in the ecosystem channel on the official Ore Discord.
Yes, I remember that.
They reached out to us and said, do you guys want to, have a little chat about some stuff? And we've been back and forth over the past few weeks, throwing ideas around. And we have come up with a new way to integrate Ore into a perp dex that will allow users to earn potentially a higher yield than unrefined.
I see. So community driven. So community driven liquidity for a perp dex and might be integrated into Minemore at some point.
Yes.
Interdasting. Very interdasting. I used to work for a perp, so I hope everything goes well there, and that basically I would say just to make sure that they have some very good safety protocols in place. Keep the ore safe. Keep it safe.
Yes, of course. We have done our own personal vetting with Adrena. You must have heard of Adrena.
Yes. So very
Yeah.
interesting. So that's something that could be coming soon.
Very soon, potentially. We've actually posted our proposal in our own Discord channel only a couple of hours ago after we finally agreed on several terms between us and Adrena, and we fought hard for our users.
I gotta say, sweet. It's just more ecosystem expansion.
Yeah.
Spuddy, give me a second, just because I don't want to. I want to point out that the concept behind Flywheel is very important. So initially, it was we integrated it with Flash Trade, which is a different perp dex, and they also provided yield. But why do we want to provide yield for our users? And what problem does this really solve, right? So what we found is a lot of miners, they always end up losing, they always end up running out of sol, and then all their money is stuck in Ore and earning the juicy refine yield, which is great, but they want to keep mining, right? And so the flywheel, and that's why it's called a flywheel, is supposed to give them an avenue to earn good yield. And then we have a system that is already in place. It's just that we don't have the yield source now, but the system already has in place functionality to automatically claim that yield for you and then put it back into mining. So the idea is that they mine and then they have another yield source in the flywheel. Ideally, we want to integrate with multiple providers, not just Adrena and Perp dexes. We could integrate with, I don't know, like Camino or anyone that supplies good yield. And then our miners can have a place to choose from different sources of yield, collect that yield automatically and put it back into their miners so that once again, they can mine for longer.
Interesting. So this is basically an alternative staking method by using Adrena and what other partners might come alongside Adrena in the future can all contribute to getting yield on your ore outside of the official staking channel.
Yes.
Very nice. But you could also do liquid staking too. You can take the LST ore and put it in this yield flywheel, in theory, and you could earn yield from the staking on the main Ore.supply and additionally on top of partners. That is quite the primitive. That is quite the financial primitive there. So it's leveraging. It's something like that would leverage, of course, LST. But I'm guessing right now it's just going to be plain ore, correct?
Yes, for now.
Yep. There's a lot of possibilities there, guys. And I wish you luck with this, and I hope it works out to have a very juicy yield from a variety of partners, because that will just strengthen ore even more. So when we get past this terrible dip, this terrible market dip, we'll actually see, some juices flowing back in the different ecosystems. Solana, always a fast runner, always a fast mover with its protocols. And I expect to see ore starting to pop pretty high when that occurs. And protocols like you guys having even more avenues for yield. People chase it. People seek it out, and they chase it hard. So hats off to you guys. I think this is going to be a cool little addition to your platform.
Thank you very much. So is there anything else you'd like to quickly look at?
Well, if you could briefly touch on the swap and extra rewards. I know we're going a little past our hour here, but that's okay. Tell me what these two guys here do.
Swap is just a Jupyter integrated swap function.
Pretty simple.
If users have claimed their ore, they can swap back to Sol quite comfortably in their Privy wallet, reload their miner, go again, or fund more sub accounts. They have total freedom to do what they want.
That's nice.
Extra rewards is an initiative we started where if you have signed up and connected to Privy with either a Seeker wallet, a Saga wallet, or a wallet that has a Saga Monke in it, you will get 1,000 discounted rounds, free rounds. So we don't charge our platform fee for those 1,000 rounds.
I'm so sad. I bought the Ethereum phone. You know that? I bought the Ethereum phone, and I'm looking at it right now with such sadness in my heart. I see it. It's right in front of me. I'm right in front of my desk. I should have bought a Seeker.
I have to highlight here. I didn't know there was an Ethereum
got a Seeker
phone
yesterday. Yeah, there's an Ethereum phone. Sorry.
There is. It's called DGen 1. DGen 1. If you search that on, search it on your own time. It's not even worth showing you guys. It's the worst thing I've ever bought with my Ethereum. So I'd rather have a Seeker, to be honest. So Starship, this is for you. You can now get some free rounds, I think, because you have a Seeker, you were saying, correct?
Yeah, I actually just got it yesterday. I've been playing around with it. I've only done the traditional mining on the Ore website, but excited to try some different accounts, and cool to see that I get like a 1,000 or a couple thousand rounds of free mining over
Brian
Minemore,
doesn't.
so.
Brian doesn't. I'm crying, guys. Ethereum phone, how you, Vitalik? You betrayed me one last time. Anyway,
so integrating with Seeker was a bit of a challenge at the start. I made a couple of developmental faux pas, shall I say. But once we got past those, it was dealt with in a couple of hours. It's fine. We have had immense success with the Seeker crowd, getting Seeker users on board, and being able to help boost their their Seeker rewards, their ecosystem score, or whatever it's called.
Activity points. It's called SKR activity points. That's it. Yeah.
So we wanted to be able to give back to them some more, not just, you know, here's some usage for you on your wallet. Here's something that actually matters. Being able to get yourself some delicious unrefined ore.
And seeker users have got some massive airdrops over the years, so it just sweetens the pot even more. You're getting all kinds of benefits for buying that phone, and then here we are, Minemore, continuing the tradition of honoring the seeker buyers like Starship Frank. I'm happy for you guys.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy for you seeker phone owners. I'm not happy for the Ethereum phone. I'm so my
Yeah.
whole total
Have we
airdrop
got
for
time
that
to
were
go
like
over?
$5. Oh, sure. What do you want?
Have we got time to go over analytics quickly?
Yeah, let's click on it. So, which one, the Motherlodes or Emissions?
Let's go for Motherlodes quickly.
Okay.
So here's a historical list of all the Motherlodes up to, I think, around 103,000. That's where our data currently runs out. We haven't collected rounds before that yet. So you can see there's the total amount of ore. You know, if there was a top miner, the sol deployed as a board total. If you click on a round, let's find round. Which round was it? It was fairly recent, the 777.
Here it is.
There you are. So if you click on that, it will bring up a total overview of all the winners for that round. It will show they're deployed, as well as the number of tiles and, you know, analytics for that round.
Is this deployed?
You'll see
is this
there.
deployed sol right here, or is this deployed tiles?
Yes.
That's how much sol.
Tiles is on the left.
Tiles to the left.
Oh, I see. Wow. This gentleman of this winning group, of this winning tile, earned 126 ore from his bet in hitting the 777 Motherlode, the 777 vein. Maybe we should call it the vein. Some gold.
The vein.
Let's call it the Motherlode.
The mother of all Motherlodes.
The motherlode. Starship, come on.
There you
We
go.
gotta honor this one.
So
I've heard it called the
me one
father
more
chode
quick
before.
favor.
So
I've heard it both ways.
wow,
I've heard it both ways. That's
amazing.
That's crazy. 226 ore.
So
Awesome statistics.
do me a quick favor and click the Show Minemore button.
Dare I? Okay, I clicked it.
That filters just by Minemore users.
I see. So interesting. So you had plenty of people in that winning tile who were playing with Minemore and using it. This gentleman here spent 0.18 sol and got 4.74 ore. Man, and I'm guessing, can you see their strategy? Not necessarily.
Not from there, no. If you were to be able to find them on the leaderboard, and their profile isn't hidden, because we do take privacy seriously, you can hide your performance and your sub accounts on the leaderboard. So
it's a good idea. We could potentially think about like linking there if they're curious. Potentially, right?
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. We'll take that on board. We'll write that down. There was a round recently. We won't go looking for it because we probably don't have time. We had a user deploy. Was it 0.1 sol to one tile, and won the Motherlode?
No.
They had a return on investment of nearly 60,000%.
I'm doing ore so wrong right now.
$6.
Granted, that was
$600 or something crazy.
There you go. Craggle Bears just posted the user's mining session in the Minerside Chat comments because they shared it.
His ore P&L was 559. Wow. And he deployed 0.22.
that's crazy.
Yeah, this is a good tool, guys. This is super cool, and you guys have built something pretty amazing here. I'm kind of shocked at how many features y'all have actually stuffed into this guy. There are so many buttons to click, so much data.
If you think there's a lot going on now, you're not ready.
I'm not ready.
I'll just say that now. You are not ready.
Man, so this is interesting. This has been great because I had no idea. I honestly did not click on any of these buttons prior to this show because I wanted to be actually surprised by what's in here. And to say that I'm shocked is, it's so much data. There's so much granularity here in the data too. Y'all guys have built something really cool. I got to give my hats off to you. And for a first-time user, for myself just now, it's great. I get it. It's not scary. Initially looking at it, I was like, man, I got to deposit to a secondary wallet. But it's a Privy wallet. I understand the concept. And some people might not, but that's smart wallets. It's still under your control technically. I can still get my seed phrase in my PK. But yeah, this is really, really cool. Starship, do you have any particular questions about this? Aside from the fact that you get 1,000 free rounds on the Seeker?
Yeah, I'm super excited about that still. So I saw that a community member, Madhatter, he brought up a question that he has never tried a martingale strat, and he was curious if the Minemore devs messed with that approach within their product, and was it profitable?
So Spuddy go to the specifics of that, but I think it's a risk thing, isn't it, Spuddy?
Very risky. We touched on the fact earlier that users run out of soul. That's kind of the nature of the beast when mining ore. If you don't have, unfortunately, for a martingale strategy to work, you need an infinite amount of soul. That's just the numbers for it, unfortunately.
Do you want to go over it quickly?
I'm sure we all love. So just to break down a martingale strategy, every time you lose, you double your bet. That's all the martingale strategy. And when you win, you reset back to where you started. So you reset to 1. Then you lose, you double it to 2. You lose, you double it to 4. And if you win, you go back to 1. That's great in the short term. It might work short term. But at some point, you're going to have a losing streak large enough that will wipe you out. That is why we've seen that martingale strategy has been brought up a few times, and we've opted against it because we don't want to present to users risky strategies that they might not fully understand.
Interesting. I had no idea what the martingale strategy. I've heard of it, but I had no idea what it was. But if y'all have already done the numbers, crunched the numbers, and it sounds like it doesn't. It sounds like it's not the best strategy. It sounds like some of the strategies you've outlined in the app as default are smarter ways to play.
Interesting. So you're saying all I have to do is get an infinite amount of soul, and it works?
I would say so, yeah. And if you get an infinite amount of soul, let me know.
Me too.
I will be off on a beach somewhere.
No, I think something have broke at that point, and we've become Luna again. We have an infinite number of soul.
Don't bring up that. Don't bring up Luna. That was a terrible time.
It was a bad day. It was a bad day for my perp decks too. It was quite awful, actually. There was crying and angry people. Good time to be a community manager, right? Right when Luna crashes.
I had a great day that day.
Stop it.
But it's because I was so far outside of it. And I only just played it right at the very bottom when it was down to like 0.000000001.
And you made $100,000, right? You made 100K. So easy. Of course you did.
I did not get infinite Solano, unfortunately.
He was just sitting there with his popcorn bucket watching the chart disappear out of the floor.
Gotta love it when you're on the outside and not when you're on the inside, right? So it's a silly question, but Jamie was asking, how do we get the baddies to mine ore?
That is a very that's a tough question.
They need the credit card.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't know if we could. Only ores? Do you think that would work? Is that something that might take off?
Miners? I mean, it's only one letter. Oh, God, no. It's only 2 letters away from being really crazy.
Oh boy!
And an interesting concept.
You can already hear someone's Claude bot spinning that up as we speak.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so let's Jammy. No, let's just say no.
It was a joke question. Well, great. I didn't see any other questions. I see Cubs saying Roberto's going to get to work on it. Is there anything else that we should cover? I think I'm really happy that we had the Minemore team on board here to show us their product. Honestly, it was a great walkthrough, very informative.
Yes.
And I was really happy to see that the audience participated as well. Any like closing comments or anything? I think at this point we kind of covered everything, but I mean, what do you guys think about the market right now? We didn't get to talk to you about that yet.
Oh dear. The market is not in a good way. When I was at work today, I was sat on top of an elevator. That's what I do for a living. I fix elevators. So I am an actual engineer, and I wear a hard hat during my day-to-day life. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank
So
you.
it
Thank you.
protected you.
Yes, but I had my phone open all day, just watching the charts, just going into meltdown.
Me too. I would say I did as well.
I'm waiting. I'm going to be playing a very dangerous game and try and catch the falling knife at some point. I think everyone's got to. You've got to be in it to win it, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm paralyzed with fear. I can't even do anything. Like every time I think maybe I should buy the dip, I don't because I'm too scared to do it, and then it dips some more. I'm like, ooh, that was a good idea, Brian. Not doing anything. So it's been wild. It's been a wild ride. Again, I'm holding my Oreos, and I'm not selling them because I see too much potential here. And when this reverses, it's going to catch people off guard, and you'll think, oh,
Absolutely.
that's a false. It's not really going up, and then it just keeps going up, and you're like, maybe I'll wait for the dip, and then the dip doesn't happen where you think it's going. It's just such a mess. And then for the tax burden, you want to hold for, at least for Ameriburgers, you want to hold for an asset for a year or more, and you get better tax treatment. So I don't want to swing my ore. I just want to mine and wait for better conditions, and I think we will get them. Crypto always bounces back. As
Well,
someone, oh, go ahead.
I think the one big thing to look at is right now. I think we're seeing a lot of crypto like KOLs or founders or people who are very influential in the space. They're kind of taking an exodus, right? So we're really going to start to see that the people who are serious about building for the next gen or the next cycle, they're the ones that are going to keep their heads down. They're not paying attention to the price, and they're going to keep building. And those are going to be our products of tomorrow. I've walked through a few cycles at this point, and it always seems like we have that influx of people who want to build, but they don't really know where they want to build or what they want to build, or if it's a useful product. It doesn't need a token. And then suddenly when you see the money start to flush out, those people just start to leave in droves, and it leaves behind the really strong, capable builders that we need for the ecosystem.
Absolutely. And the ones that are actually making revenue to keep themselves alive. That's important.
Absolutely. So I see that Dennis Darian has brought up, what plans do you guys have to get in retail to mine ore? Yeah, so HHC, if you'll go back and you'll watch the recording a little bit earlier, he touched on that. He is trying to, number one, he's got a secretive project that is trying to bridge an on-rails solution of some sort. It was very cryptic, but you can go back and watch it once we have the recording up, to essentially create some sort of an on-rails like stablecoin type situation that would make it easier for people to onboard. And in regards to like something that was a little more concrete, he was talking about integration of Apple Pay to make it much easier for people to utilize the Ore.supply site to be able to use their debit card. He said that MoonPay was pretty easy, but having Apple Pay would be even easier. So, yeah. So
that's how you get it into the baddies' hands, Jamie. They all have iPhones.
There we go.
And
well,
if they can make a little
Apple
side money,
Pay
they're going to
doesn't.
start mining.
I know in regards to the market, I ended up actually buying more ore today. About another 3 figures of ore. It's like 140 or 150 more ore, something along those lines. And I'll keep
Very nice.
averaging down if I need to. So not a major purchase, but I'm waiting to see if market conditions improve so I can increase the position. Once again, been through these cycles several times, and if you find a capable leader or founder that's building a product that you believe in, you got to stick with your convictions. So
Just before I go, because I have to head off very shortly.
sure.
Again, I just want to say thank you so much for having us on. Honoured,
Thank you guys
truly
for coming.
honoured to be here. Is anyone going to Breakpoint? Will and I will be attending Breakpoint in London this year.
Myself, no. My passport expired, and I'm ashamed to say that. I will be in Miami for Consensus if anybody's going to be there. So,
oh shit! I'll bonk him for that.
I will bonk him. Do not worry. It's an off-camera bonk, though.
What if I got my hard hat on? You can bonk me as many times as you want, but my hat stays on, and you're not going to hurt my noggin, Mr. Starship Funk. Yeah, so unfortunately,
Yeah,
no, I won't be going to Europe, but I will be at the consensus.
fantastic. Yeah, I've been considering consensus as well. Breakpoint, I think, is outside of my scope at this point. But we'll see. You never know what changes over the course of what it's going to be, what, 11 months or something like that. So we'll see what happens.
Yes. Well, thank you guys. I think we can close it up, unless there's a question in the chat or whatnot. But we had a great show today. I think HHC, was great talking with you. It's great talking with the Minemore team here. Awesome product. And as always, when he's not bonking me, it's great to talk to Starship. So, guys, if y'all have any thoughts on the show or anything you'd like to cover in the future, please let us know. And we'll take your feedback and see where we can go with this, guys, because we want to keep the community informed, entertained, and delighted to be here with the Ore product. So, everybody, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone, for coming
you,
in and
guys.
listening. Thank you for having us.
And I
Thank
wanted
you.
to say one last
Yeah.
thing. This is not just our show, this is the community show. So let us know what you think and let us know if there's something we can improve on. We want to make sure that we get you all the information that you need. So, Starship Frank, signing off.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, guys. Brian signing off too. Y'all have a great night, guys. Get some good rest, and thank y'all for everybody who joined us. This will be recorded, so if you didn't, tell your friends, and we'll have it uploaded somewhere soon. Thank you much, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.